He has been in the field of energy medicine, preventive healthcare, as well as stem cell. He holds a diploma in epigenetic. He is also a member of European Wellness Academy. Without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Prabhu on episode 56, Terrace Water, the Indispensable. Dr. Prabhu, over to you.
Fantastic evening, Linda. After a very, very long time, you are here as our MC. Thank you very much. I think it's a long time that we didn't meet up, and I was missing that you are not here. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think we need to thank all the beautiful souls who made up their time on this Sunday to just join us for this knowledge sharing. I've been
Yes.
waiting because after the Chinese New Year is almost 3 to 4 weeks where we had a total MC for us, and then we also were relaxing. And good that we are back to track on sharing of information. So
Yes.
today's episode, I felt okay. Why I call this water as indispensable is basically as of today, we don't have any other devices or water which can do what our terahertz resonated water has been doing. That's something very amazing, something very beautiful. And a quote what I have put in there is, no one can go back in time to change what has happened. So work on your present to make yourself a wonderful future. That means basically what we are trying to tell you is today is a beautiful day, and today you are here. It's a blessing for us. If you have not done what you have supposed to do until yesterday or even today morning, please look into it. That is where we are here, and that's what we human beings are supposed to understand, that just living for today is something so beautiful, and today is also indispensable. Every day moves on and it becomes a today. So let's all utilize this opportunity to share this beautiful time, pick up all the important information what I'm trying to share with you, and of course at the end of the session you all can pick up questions if there is any. Then I will love to definitely answer you. Now, as usual, we need to really, really understand that we are a drop in an ocean, and what we have learned. I might say that I have been in a medical field for 33 years, but I still feel that every day when I see a new patient and when they come up with their situations or problems, I feel I don't know anything. What am I going to do for this patient? And then I start working on them, and then there are a lot of things I am also learning. So what is happening is we all are learning and learning until we die. So the day we stop learning, that is the day we stop growing. So in that way, terahertz has been so beautiful and so wonderful that 56 weeks of my sharing has been going on. Now this is something very beautiful, and if not for the opportunity I wouldn't be there. So it's like a mutual understanding, a mirror effect, where I do and company is also supporting, and George has been a wonderful soul, beautifully assisting us. And in that way, I don't need to go into the details. Of course, I am practicing something called preventive healthcare, wherein we work on reversal of diseases, and I am more concerned about how can you prevent complication of a disease, and what do we do. In fact, if someone who has come for my consultation, they would see that my first thing what I give them in the what is that the guidelines basically is water will be one of the very, very important guidelines. And then of course I would mention what kind of water. So it comes as automatically the terahertz resonated water will be a beautiful supportive tool. But other than that, there are a lot of things we all need to do and we all need to work on, because as a whole organism, as a whole human being, we all need to understand that there is no thumb rule, or there is no one particular methodology where we can just get healed, or get cured of a particular disease. We all have to work in tandem with everything together. It is a supportive tool you need to work on, and of course in that way your intelligence also plays such an important role, that you need to pick the right information, speak to the right people, wherein when you are dealing with water, and when you are giving water to people, and especially when you are sharing the water with people who have already existing diseases. And this is where we all need to be a little more concerned, and we need to really know where we stand, because basically you need to understand you are not a doctor to talk to another patient. If you look at a person who has a disease, he's basically a patient. A patient is someone who has some disturbance in his bodily functions, and then of course we as doctors frame him as a patient with a disease. Now here, this is where whenever you are going to share the water information with the people, you have to be a double careful that do not give assurance in terms of the disease getting cured. What you can tell them is, drink this water and see the difference probably in 2 to 3 weeks time. If you feel the difference, do let us know, but do not give them assurance that okay, you do this, this will happen. Because most of the time every person on this beautiful earth will have some disease or the other disease. They will have some issues. Now the beauty is everyone wants a cure. That's actually it's a very basic right of every human being. We all want to get cured. We understand that. But one common thing they should, or anybody should understand, is water is such a beautiful solvent that when taken in the right proportion, with the right frequency, with the right molecular structure, with the right filtered situation where it's clean and no pesticides like this, if there are certain good qualities, what happens to your body is so intelligent that it knows what to do. Just like you drink the water, nobody is switching on the situation where you switch on the esophagus, wherein the moment you switch on the esophagus starts functioning, the water is being pushed inside and then it goes into the stomach, then it gets churned. Nobody is using any switch, right? But ultimately, after you drink water and after some time, you feel like passing urine. Now, who is doing all this job? This is something, a tremendous job. It's a creation's most beautiful situation where we all are enjoying this without even we doing it. But it, so that means to say our body is so intelligent, it can do its job. Now, what you and I can do is, you can only give a total support to the body in whatever means. Number one, of course, you need to drink the right amount of water. Number two, your food habits. Number three, your breathing capacity. How do you breathe? Number four, what is your lifestyle? What kind of work do you do? What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? What time you have your lunch? What time you have your breakfast? What time you have your dinner? And what kind of food are you eating? Are you eating a processed food? Are you eating a restaurant food? Now everything plays a very important role. But you will see a people, they will be doing all the wrong things under the sun. They will have a disease, and you luckily would have just passed by and said, hey, can you have this water? It is something fantastic. This will do this. You would have given some assurance. That's it. The moment you hold, they will hold on to you, thinking that the moment they drink the water, their disease, everything will get disappeared. Now the situation is, they also won't understand that water is definitely a miraculous product, but what have you done all these years to your body? Have you taken care of it for your body to heal? It's not the water immediately going in and then you have some complication. No. For example, you drink a lot of water and suddenly you feel breathless. Already, if you have a cardiac issue or a kidney issue and you drink a little more water, of course your body will not be able to throw the water out, so automatically gets clogged. Just like what we had in the month of December where we had floods, isn't it? Because the water was not able to go out, what happens? Everything started going up, and then of course we were choked, isn't it? We were choked. Now, in the same way, in our body system also, when the excretion or the removal of the water is not appropriate in the form of proper kidney functioning, proper sweating, proper bowel habits, proper breathing, even through breathing, we will be letting out a little bit of water molecules. But in that way, how are we balancing our journey? So when you look at, it is a collective situation that we all need to work together in terms of our health. It is a collective phenomenon. We all have to look into from various angle and then help our body. Ultimately, you need to just assist your body. Your body will do what it is supposed to do. Now, saying that, water is definitely needed for every one of us, isn't it? Number one, every cell of your body needs water. Now just imagine yourself that you are having 50 trillion cells. Now each cell definitely needs a little bit of water. So we cannot say without water, we can do something. So in that way, water plays such an important role. Whether you like it or not, whether you're going to drink THZ water or any other water, you still have to drink water. Number one. Number two, whether you like it or not, from birth until death, we definitely have to drink water. Whether we eat food or not, at least we can drink water and survive ourselves. So water is such a very important tool for multi-functions of our body. Now, this is a very common phenomena. Now, in the past 1 hour, I was also wondering, like, Earth is covered by 70% of water, and our land. In terms of this one, what we will say is, the water is three-fourth of the situation down there, and our planet, our Mother Earth, the Earth part of it is one-fourth. That means only one quarter is the Earth. That means our land, whereas the three-fourth is full water, right? Now, just imagine with this situation in reality, with fully we are covered, the land is covered by water, but still, you know how many people are dying every year in terms of no water for them to drink, the lack of water. Do you know what is the population in the world wherein they do not have a proper drinking water facility? Now, this is a very sad situation. Even though we have water all around us, we still lack water to be, consumed. That is a very sad state, because we human beings have not been properly tuned into how do you utilize your basic, simple what God has given you as a gift. We don't use it, and we don't appreciate the God's gift. Let it be the air, let it be the Mother Earth, let it be your water. You take anything, we all take it for granted. That is the reason today the world is full of a lot of diseases, a lot of problems we are facing. And added to that, of course, we human beings by ourselves, we are digging our own grave, and at the end of the day, we will be saying that someone else is digging our grave, and as though they are coming and burying us into the grave. Actually, it is our own. So when it comes up to health, it is our own responsibility that we need to take responsibility and start doing what it needs to be done. Now, going back to the little bit of our water. Now, we all understand that before everything was created or life was created, water is the first thing. Was probably it's I wouldn't know, but it's a theory down there that water was the first to be formed on this planet Earth. Beautiful. Now, living beings first started from a single cell. That means it's just one, like amoeba, just single cell. And then today, of course, we are all a multi-cell organism. Now, our planet, of course, is covered by three-fourths of water, and the most beautiful creatures. I do not know how many of you all would have gone for scuba diving and then, seen the sea underneath. Most of us are going outside, maybe to a mountain trekking or near a waterfall, and then we enjoy it so very beautiful. But there is something so beautiful under the sea as well. And just imagine, if we go 10,000 feet below, there are still creatures, and the light cannot penetrate so deep, but there are creatures which are still living there, and only thing we don't know that they are also living there. Now, water sustains us. Without water, we cannot. Now, water flows between us, and water is within us and replenishes us. Now, these are all something very beautiful water is doing for all of us. Number two, I wouldn't know how many of you all know that water is considered as the blood of the Mother Earth, and as such cleanses not only herself but all living beings. No, it helps us in so many ways. The moment you drink a water, if there is a poison or if there is a toxic element inside your cell, the water goes down and then it cleanses up and comes out. Now, many of you probably would have seen that after drinking THZ water, some people may have a smelly urine. Some people may have the stools little smelly. Now, why is this? These are all in the first week to 2 weeks. You can notice that when you drink this water, it can be a situation. Now, why does this happen? It is nothing but detoxification. So, the water by itself, if you are taken with the right properties of it, automatically it will detox. But normal water, when you drink, which is a bigger water molecule, and when you drink that water, first of all, it doesn't go inside your cell at all. Now when that situation, you drink water also, normally you won't have any changes in your urine, you won't have any changes in your bowels as well. But with terahertz, yes, definitely you would be able to see that there might be people telling you that yes, there is a detox happening in that. Some people even have told me that their stools have been black in the initial stages, and urine especially smelly and cloudy. But after some time drinking the same water, everything gets cleared up. This is something very beautiful. A water property is it can do a normal detox for you. And also, there are a lot of spiritual reasons where water has been used in the temples and in the churches and even in mosque, where they use this uh, water for sprinkling on the person. Basically, after reciting the verses from the holy books, of course it attracts all those positive vibration, and then when it is sprinkled, of course that positive vibration comes on you. And you'd have heard a lot of people, like maybe blessed water from church, or blessed water from Mecca, or even from Ganges. When you drink, probably you would have heard that people, after drinking that water, their fever has come down, their skin rashes has come down, they feel much better, they feel more energetic. Now why is that? Because the water by itself has the capacity of picking up the vibration of what you give or what is in the surrounding. Now for example, you keep a glass of water, and then you keep a glass of water, and then you try to play a music, then automatically the water also takes up that music, and then probably when you drink it, it gives the same effect of the music. Now if you're going to listen to a rock music and then you keep the water down there and then you drink it, definitely after drinking the water you'll feel very jittery. But the same thing, you are going to listen to some beautiful hymns or some beautiful carols, and then after that you drink the water, the same effect will be there for you, because the water has already absorbed that particular frequency. Now just imagine we are all holding a glass of water, and as you are holding the glass of water, just imagine you are thinking of some person whom you don't like, or probably someone who has probably feel that they have spoken something bad about you, and you, what happens is you are retaliating. So you are holding the glass of water and you are thinking negative about that particular person. Now after doing that thinking, which without your knowledge you are doing, you are drinking the water. What has happened to the water is the thought patterns you have sent out, the water is picking it up. Then when you drink that particular water, what happens? In fact, you will feel more uneasy than the other person whom you have sent a unfavorable vibration. Now this is something we all need to be very very careful, and especially when you're having water around you, maybe a glass of water or a bottle of water, see what you're talking, see what you're thinking, see what you're doing, surrounding it. In fact, a lot of clutter is also not a good sign of keeping a water bottle in that situation, because the water automatically absorbs those kind of vibration. Now these kind of small things may look very very insignificant, but in my journey where I've done my research on energy fields, I will tell you it affects us a lot. That's why, especially when you're delivering the water to your friends, you make sure that you keep it in a place where it's very clean, and not surrounded by other materials around it. It should be very clean and kept in a particular place. And then when you're handling it, you please give lot of positive vibration in terms of giving lot of love. Maybe you can say, may this person who is going to drink this water be healed, and let him come out of this disease, or maybe feel happy, may he get abundance. Like this you just bless the water. So always make it a point that you bless the water and give. So in one way, water has been very beautiful. It teaches us a lesson. Like what it teaches is that we too flow into the great ocean at the end of our journey. Now this is something very beautiful, isn't it? Like a river, wherever it starts, but at the end of the day it goes and joins the ocean. So in the same way, we human beings also, we may be born in Malaysia or Singapore or US, it doesn't matter, but at the end of the day we have to go back to the source or the creator, wherein we have to leave this mother earth and go back. So it's the same, we may follow a different path of life, but ultimately we all have to get back to the source, which is a single entity or a universal consciousness, or a higher dimension or super conscious, you name it, or God, whatever you want. But at the end of the day, we all have to get back to the source. And water shapes the land and gives us a great gifts of the rivers, lakes, ice, and ocean. Yes, isn't it? And water is the home of many living things as well, living beings as well, that contribute to the health and well-being of everything not in the water also. Now imagine, it not only helps the living beings inside the water, but the water by itself also gives benefits. Like we human beings are not living in water, we are outside in the land, but we are also being helped because we need water and we drink the water. So definitely there is a benefit we get out of the water. Now, the sacred water element teaches us that we can have greatest strength to transform even the tallest mountain while being soft, pliable, and flexible. Now, what does it mean? You have heard of the Arctic Ocean, Arctic ice being melting, because of our environmental pollution, environmental heat. Now, all these are all, even the greatest mountain with the ice also melts down and then comes. So, in the same way, we also human being, however tough you are, there is some goodness within you. We should look into that goodness what we have. And at the end of the day, we also one day we'll have to lose all our egos, we'll all our materialistic comforts, live one day and go back, and we have to, either you can call it as dying, but we have to be prepared for that also. Now, very simple is, most of us are taking things for granted. Now why is that? Because there's nothing much you can see, right? Now just because you don't drink water, what is happening is there are a lot of problems your cells are going through, and your cell is not calling up and telling you, hello sir, you are not drank water today, can you do something? If there is an alarm to tell you, definitely our body will go on alarming you every day from morning until night, because you are not drinking sufficient amount of water. Now, what will happen if you if you stop drinking water? Now, you can stop drinking water for a maximum of 3 days. That's it. After that, of course, your kidneys will shut down. All the moment kidneys shut down, let me tell you, all the other organs will shut down. You would have seen doctors telling you, hey, look, your creatinine level is very high, your kidney is no more functioning. Now, what is the next thing? You have to go for a dialysis. Now, what is dialysis? Is an external way of helping your body circulation to remove all the toxins, because kidney is not doing that function. But you're drinking water and you're eating your food. But here, what you need to understand is, just imagine you are drinking 3 liters of water every day, and suddenly, when you have a kidney issues, the doctor will come and say, sorry, you can only drink half a liter of water. How much of water have you reduced? Almost 2.5 to 3 liters of water, which you have been drinking regularly, you need to cut down. Now, is half a liter water enough for your whole body? No. So, how are you going to handle? This is a very, very challenging situation for people who have kidney issues, or it could be even cardiac issues, lung issues. It is difficult, because definitely doctors would not allow you to drink more water. For the reason is, it is going to create more problem for you. Already you have enough problem, and you will be having more issues in the terms of infections, in terms of breathlessness, breathing difficulty. So when you look at, when God's grace, you don't have all this problem, then why can't you drink water regularly? Why can't you take care of your body regularly? Why can't you eat the food, the right appropriate food regularly and appropriately? Why can't you do exercise regularly? Why can't you do breathing exercise regularly? Why? Is it that once we fall into the ditch, then only we wake up, open up our eyes, and then say, yeah, I am becoming enlightening. Now I am going to do all the good things what is necessary for your body. No, wake up. We all need to change. Now here what I have put is, what if you stop drinking water, isn't it? But what I am trying to tell is, whether you are knowing by yourself or not, the situation is, many people are not drinking sufficient amount of water. This is a real part of it. Now in that way, a developed country like US, now it's a developed country, isn't it? Why should they have 75% of the population being dehydrated? Why should it be? They don't have any issues with the water, isn't it? But still dehydration. Why? Because the luxuries what they have created for them to live is to such a great extent that they have forgotten the basic things what they need to do. Now in that way, if you look at Can you believe 1 billion population don't have the access to drinking water? This is a very sad state. Our population is around 7.8 billion, and out of that 1 billion, it's almost more than 15% of the population. They can't have access. Forget about people who have access of dirty water. That is another side. But this is something alarming. But in a country like Malaysia or Singapore, we all have no issues. But we have beautiful 24 hours water supply is still there. At least we can buy a proper filtration system, filter it up, and then drink water. Now, added to that, if you have an advantage of picking up a terahertz resonated water, it's an advantage boon for you. It's a gift for you. So you should utilize that situation. Now, what is that you will probably face if your water is less in your body? Very simple. You may feel a little tired. Now, you may feel a little dizzy. Your concentration difficulties. This is something which not many of us do even look into it. We may have a little bit of concentration difficulties. Now, this is something very, very dangerous. And then imagine you're driving your motor vehicle, and then on the road, your concentration cannot be disturbed, isn't it? It cannot be taken it for granted, because if your concentration even for a second goes wherein you're supposed to apply your brakes, you might be giving an accelerator and the car moves forward. So accident prone. Accidents are easy to happen if your concentration is difficult. So in that way, just drinking sufficient amount of water, of course it can help you to avoid these kind of situation. Now, dry skin, a lot of us we would have seen people having dry skin. Of course they would have taken a different treatment, but I have seen and I have heard also a lot of people, just by drinking terahertz resonated water, their dryness has come down, their skin moisture is much better. In fact, now there are gadgets available where you can check your moisturizing capacity, how much is it, and then when you terahertz the water on that skin, and then when you check the moisture, it will be very high. I've seen that, and it's something very beautiful. When you do the with the terahertz, the moisturization is much faster and better. You may have muscle cramps. Now, there is something called bad breath. Why should you have a bad breath when you are drinking less of water? Because it's something like when you drink terahertz water, I told you there is a lot of detox happening, and then maybe foul smelling bowels clearing up, toilet, and then there can be a foul smelling urine coming out. Now, why is that? Because the detoxification. The same way, when you are drinking less of water and you are having dehydration, bad breath is because your mouth is the most dirtiest place in our body, and that's the reason keeping oral hygiene very important. So in that way, if you are drinking sufficient amount of water, at least you can prevent the bad breath. You can definitely use terahertz water for gargling. Now, of course, when you see the mood swings, now why should a mood swing happen? Of course, when you're looking at the concentration difficulties I'm talking about, automatically swings can be there. Now, these are all many times situation where, of course, with all this problem, you just go to a doctor, they might do a blood test, and then, of course, in the blood, nobody is going to come and tell you that your what is that? Your blood, you have dehydration, unless you come and tell the doctor totally dried lips and eye sunken eyeball, and then you have not probably had vomiting and diarrhea for a very long time, and then there was no fluid could be retained by drinking water. That's when doctor will say you are under dehydration, and of course they will give you some IV fluids. But in that way, if you look at, there are a lot of symptoms and signs. Our body will always tell you in advance. Only thing is, we are so busy in our day-to-day work that we forget to do the basic things. We don't mind going and working for 8 hours for a particular salary, and we are so sincere to that company that we want to do more for that company, thinking that they will honor you. It is good, actually. That is what we all need to do. Fantastic. But you just turn around and see your body. Inside your body, you have the organs. Just imagine your heart, your lungs, your liver. They're also doing some job, isn't it? Are you paying any money for them? No. But they are doing a job for you. But are you taking care of them? No. Now, just for your liver to work properly, you need to sleep properly. That means you need to sleep at the right time for the liver to detox and then rejuvenate itself, refurbish itself for the next day's work. But you see today, most of us are working, are awake until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and sometimes we are doing night duties also. It's all job related. It's okay. I don't deny that we all have to take care. But just imagine when you're 50 plus or 60 plus, you are going to face health issues. Now, do you think your company is going to come and help you? No. So in that way you balance yourself. So what I request every one of you is balance yourself, and you should know the priorities. You should have priorities. Okay, getting up in the morning, if you can do a little bit of 15 minutes of breathing exercise, 15 minutes of stretching, and of course drink at least 30 to 300 to 500 ml of water, one shot in the initial stages, and then later on for the whole day 3 to 3.5 liters of water. When you drink, at least you're hydrating yourself. Then of course then comes your nutrition, then comes your sleep. All these are there, but you need to balance. You are an intelligent being by yourself, so please look into from all the angles and then try to take care of yourself. Water is needed at every level of our body, whether it's in your cellular level, tissue level, organ level, or at the body level, that is the whole human body. We need water. Now we not only need water inside, we need our water outside also for bathing, means cleansing from outside. Now water has been an integral part. Now that's why I say water is indispensable, because without water, you just imagine what kind of life we'll be having without water. Just one day, if our Shabas can close down the water supply and then put a notice that we are not going to supply water for one day, can you imagine the chaos created in that situation? That's the real situation for every one of us. But in that way, how many of us take care of the water we have been given? How many of us, save water, especially when you are in the washroom for baby probably bathing, or shaving or washing your face? You know how much of water we are all wasting? Why? Because we don't feel it. But one day the company doesn't supply you water, that's it. You will go high and low and find out somewhere, and you don't mind even buying the whole bottles of spritzer and then using it for your kitchen and using it for your cleansing. You don't mind because you need water, you're used to it. So we all should give the due respect to the water, that when it is given by this nature. So do bless the water with lot of love, and you feel thankful for that you have the water in yourself for you to drink, and for you to bathe, and for the cells in your body to do its body function. Now, good health also, and water is an integral part of our life and our body. So now, what is the glitch here is drinking appropriate amount of water. So per day, how much of water you are supposed to drink? 3 to 3.5 liters or 4 liters? Good enough. Depends on your weight. Number two, does it have the right properties? Now, what do I mean by with the properties? I will be probably showing you in the next few slides. I will come down. What is the molecular structure of the water? And if it can assist your body to heal thyself, that means your body should do the job on its own. So your job is to drink the water, and the body's job or the cell's job is they will do the healing, they will do the reversal of disease, they will do what is necessary for that particular situation, they will do it. But your job is to take care of drinking the right amount of water, so that the other things are taken care very easily. Now, this is a very simple concept, wherein the functions of water in our body. It carries all the nutrients. So all the whatever food you eat, be it from carrot to the beetroot to vegetables to the carbohydrates, everything has its nutritional value. So what happens? Once it goes after the digestion, the cells, the bloodstream has to pick up all the vitamins and send it across to the cells. The cells pick up and then utilize it, and then that is how, what you were a baby 20 30 years ago, as a baby you were born, and then today you are an adult with so many, all the organs bigger enough, your face is big, everything is grown, isn't it? Now how it happened is all because of the nutrients taken, and the cells have grown. Now oxygen to the cells are being carried by the water. H2O is basically oxygen, one molecule is already there. And very important is for your body to regulate the temperature, at an ideal temperature. Now for example, if you are in a air conditioned atmosphere, of course you may not drink a little bit more of water, because your whole body is the vessels are all under spasm, and then you will not feel thirsty. Now this is another reason, especially people working in air conditioned atmosphere will drink less of water. Now this is a natural job related dehydration which we are all creating. So the best situation would be is whether you're working in an aircon or whether you're working outside aircon. If probably you're working in a field, in a hot sun, definitely you need to drink more water. But if you're in a air conditioned atmosphere, it's better you drink the required amount. Probably if I'm talking about 3.5 liters per day, you're supposed to drink at least 2 liters during the 8 hours of your job. 2 to 2.5 liters you have to drink. But many times what people will tell me, especially women will tell me, is, doctor, every time I drink water I need to go to the loo, doctor, so during the office hours it's just not possible. Absolutely, I agree, I can understand. It is a situation where it is not it won't look nice for you to frequently visit your washroom, but just imagine your kidneys is going to come and tell you, hey ma'am, just because you didn't drink water, I'm going to stop working, and then tomorrow don't tell me that why kidney failed. And then of course the doctors are there and they will do the dialysis for you, so maybe you all can go and do it. You think you'll be happy accepting the kidney situation at that time? Definitely will say, no, 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 I will better drink water, because at the end of the day, my health is important. So in that way, be smart, see where all you need to adjust. See, nobody can give a suggestion as to how you're going to handle the situation. It is you who have to. So regulating the body temperature also plays a very, very important role. So a sufficient amount of water you need to drink. And this I have already seen a lot of people, when you have fever, just drinking water is good enough. That too, if you're drinking terrace water, your temperature can go down automatically, because it will go and dilute all the toxins, all the bacteria inside your circulation, and of course it will help you to recoup back. So drinking a sufficient amount of water not only helps to regulate your send oxygen, regulate your body temperature. Now other than that, it has functions wherein moistening of your eyes, your nose, your mouth, lubricant of the joints. It helps you in a digestive system. But finally, can you see, this is something very important, it flushes out toxins and waste. Flushing out. Now our body doesn't have any soap manufactured and given to it inside for them to use the soap and clean all the toxins and throw out. It doesn't have. Only for us to use outside, even if it is an oily vessel, what we do is we use the soap power to cleanse. But the good news is, just by using our TerraHaz water, even an oily surface can be cleaned. This is something very unusual, wherein a water has got that beautiful property wherein it can cleanse an oil without any, I would say, our soap or the detergents. That's something very beautiful. Now when you drink sufficient amount of water, the water will definitely flush out the toxins and the waste. So with all these beautiful five function, which is for every human being, it has been there commonly, it will do the job when you drink the water. Now there is something which you need to understand is the hydration. That is very, very crucial for your body. But underhydration also is not good, and overhydration is also not good. Both are not at all good. So that means what happens, you need to have a balance. So in that way, balance plays such an important role in our life. It's not only uh, drinking water, it is eating your food, eating your food, sleeping habits, your exercise. You can't do overdo exercise also. So everything has to be balanced. Now if you look at this 70 kg man, can you see there 42 liters of water inside the cell, and 28 liters of water is extracellular, and extracellular is around 14 liters. So in the 42 liters, 28 liters is inside the cell, and the outside the cell is around 14 liters. Now this is something which you need to understand, that in your body weight almost 42 liters of water is there for a 70 kg man. Now blood and plasma is almost 3 liters. Now in this way, if you look at, can you see the amount of cells with a maximum amount of water? So they need more water. Now this is a breakthrough technology where the terahertz was innovated and invented, that they, when it resonated the water, it became so small that it started going inside the cell. Now that is where you can see a lot of people coming back and telling you that, after drinking terrace water they feel good, the energy is good, their face is much more brighter, and their bowel habits are much better. The kidney functions, I have seen a lot of people with good kidney functions after drinking terahertz water. So when you're looking at cellular health, definitely terahertz water is a blessing for all of us, that we are able to drink that water and then make ourselves a much more healthier individual. Now, as I told you, a lot of people are having a dehydration. Now, why do you want to allow your body to go into a dehydration? Now, can you see there? It takes only 2% of the loss of total water content for your body to start feeling thirsty. Now, do you want to wait until you feel thirsty, or do you want to drink sufficient amount of water and help your body to hydrate itself frequently and in a regular manner so that they can do their job? Now, once thirst sets in, what happens? From there, you might drink water, but you think after drinking the water immediately will go to all your cells? No, it will find its way to the most important places and then hydrate that particular place. But your whole body needs water. Now, this is something which we need to work on, and then we don't allow our body to break down to an extent where it needs the doctor's attention and the doctor's medical assistance. So these are all small issues which you can handle it, as long as you are drinking the sufficient amount of water every day. Now, most of the time, as I told you, cellular dehydration goes unnoticed. Forget about the bigger organs getting hydrated. Now, when you have a cellular dehydration, it definitely affects when the cell doesn't have water, what will happen? There is a lot of electrolyte imbalances. Now, in the previous few slides before, I had put headaches, muscle cramps. All these will be because muscle cramp is because of the potassium and sodium and chloride being imbalanced. The moment they are imbalanced, what will happen is automatically you will have aches and pains. It can affect your heart function. There are so many multiple problems we will face the moment there is a dehydration at the cellular level. So why do you want to allow your body to get into a cellular dehydration and then you face the problem? Now you have to change. Now it also, there is something which we need to understand is, it also affects the way your DNA reads information and reacts to the epigenetic factor. Now imagine your cell less of water. Now there is something on the outside, the radiation is coming in, or maybe there is an organism or a virus. Now the DNA also picks up information from all these, and then it thinks that it is supposed to do the wrong things, which is supposed to be the cellular function. It will do exactly the opposite and do the wrong things, and then that is the cell signaling which it does through the DNA. If there is sufficient amount of water, now that water, I will show you one slide where one beautiful Nobel laureate had done a lot of experiment with the Schumann's water, and then I think that holds good for even for terahertz resonated water. So many diseases are as a result of the cellular dehydration, and there are definitely a lot of testimonies. Now brain cell also can be impaired, and definitely I told you the cognitive function can be affected if you are dehydrated. Now can you see this? Just 1% of the water, total body water content negatively, what happens? Affects your cognitive ability and your mood. Just 1%. Now, overhydration. This is another problem, because I have already seen a lot of people telling, Doctor, I am drinking 6 liters of water, 7 liters of water. I don't know how they can drink so much of water. What I would definitely share is, if you're drinking over water, like what happened in the December floods happened, right? The same way, if you're drinking more of water, how much do you think your kidneys can go on pushing the water out? How much are you throwing the water out through sweating, through your respiration? Everything will be in balance actually. So if you're going to drink more water, definitely it has an effect. Just like dehydration has an effect, overhydration also has an effect on your body. The only thing is, you may not recognize it and you may not feel it, you may not even look into it, because you won't even know that because of overhydration you have all these problems. But whatever said and done, there is one particular caution I would like to give you is terahertz water is 3 times more absorbing capacity than the normal water. So whenever you're drinking this water, do not overload your body. It's too much of water and then give a problem to your lungs, problem to your heart, problem to your kidneys. These are the main three organs which will get affected if you drink more of water. But at the same time, what is your weight, multiply by 42, and then see that is the total amount of water you need to drink. What is your weight multiplied by 42? This is how you need to calculate the amount of water you need to drink every day. So I leave to the your own decision that how much of water you need to drink per day, and then balance yourself. Terahertz is something very new, but for Malaysia, we are already 2 years old, and we know in and out. A lot of people have come to know that there is something called terahertz resonated water, and now there are a lot of charity going on, a lot of blood tests going on. There are a lot of things happening. So in that way, terahertz is going to be the future, and of course there will be a lot of competitors, and there will be a lot of other products in the market which is all terahertz related, which would be coming into the market. But that's not our business nor our job to find out who is coming into the market. But what we need to understand is, as long as we have a good product, we just move with it, and then we resonate the water, and then we drink it, and then we move forward. Now, what is the advantage of having a two our terahertz resonated is, number one is it's a low frequency. Now, low frequency is always safe for our human body also. Even if you are going to expose terahertz waves onto the body, which I think in the near future we will have an X-ray machine with terahertz, then MRI machine, CT scan machines, all will be terahertz related. Now, one of the beautiful benefit, once you resonate the water, it has got all the antibacterial effect, antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant effect, anti-radiation, and it has a low viscosity. There is a mistake I have done there. My apology. It is minus 680. So your viscosity is minus 680, and the angulation of the water also increases by 5 degrees. Now what happens is, if your angle of the water molecule is between 106 and 109, it's called the live water, and then it definitely reduces the hardness of water, and then it will help you to absorb a lot of minerals very easily. And very important is, terahertz resonated water is 3 times more powerful in absorbing. That means it's faster. So what happens if your cell can absorb the water faster, the best basal metabolic rate, that means the functionality of the cell will be much faster and much more better. And the most beautiful part is, your these water molecules are standing in one line. It's in the linear arrangement, not in the cluster form. If it is in a cluster form, for them to get into your cell also will be a problem, but here it is a linear. That is the reason that after you drink the water, and when you do a live blood analysis, you can see a lot of changes immediately. Within the next 10 minutes, you can see all your cells are very much hydrated. Why? Because of the linear molecular structure. And of course it does supports your energy system, it does support your telomere. So like this, when you look at the function of the terahertz water, is so beautiful, and so many properties it has got. So when it has got so many properties, why not, when you talk to the people, definitely they would understand that whatever water they are drinking does not have all those properties. So with these properties, it is easy for you to talk to your customers and let them know that all these qualities are there. If you have the same qualities of water, then continue drinking. You don't need to even look at terahertz resonated water. But if you are not, then look into terahertz resonated water. It is definitely a better option for you to get the health benefits. So how do you get the benefit of drinking terahertz water? Definitely, when the water is so small, like 7.6 hertz is your water molecular size, definitely the absorption is much better. Definitely the toxic waste can be thrown out much more easily, and of course hydration of the cells is much better, absorption of nutrient is much better. So when you give the best of everything to your cell, automatically the cells become healthier, the cells function is better, the cell you can definitely control certain diseases, and you can actually look for from illness to wellness. I've heard a lot of people saying that their hair is growing, then their cataract is cleared, the blood pressure has come back to normal, their cardiac capacity is much better, kidney function is. Like this, we have a lot of testimonies, people sharing, and then yes, there is. But finally, at the end of the day, it is you who have to test and drink the water and thereby get the benefit and then move forward. It is you who have to try. Now, once you have tried, give the right information for the people for them to understand what this THZ resonated water is all about. Now, this is a particular experiment, this particular look. Montagnier is a Nobel laureate. What he did was he dissolved the bacterial DNA and the water resonated with the low frequency Schumann's energy. This is 7.83 and our terahertz is 7.6. And what he found that was the DNA could be reconstructed when they are using this resonated water. But the moment he removes the Schumann's energy, it failed to retain the DNA information. That means the cell failed to retain the DNA information. Now, when the resonance was amplified, it began to reorganize. So, just imagine you are drinking terahertz water. Don't you think now your DNA at the cellular level are also changing for the better? If at all they have wrong information being read all the while, you can understand that it will start picking up the right information, because terahertz water with the right frequency, when it goes inside, your cell understand that this is the water it needs and it needs to do a proper rectification. So it will do all the correction. Your body is intelligent, your DNA will correct it. But if your body is totally screwed up with all the unfavorable food habits, your lifestyle, everything, your DNA is also totally gone because of the environmental pollution, environmental poisoning. Now, even if you're going to drink tera's water, it may take a little longer time, or it may take maybe years before you even see or realize that this water has done a good benefit for you. So please have patience, especially when you're drinking tera's water. And there are some people who will have the benefit seen within 2-3 days, some people 1 week, some people 2-3 weeks, some people may take even 3 to 6 months for them to before they realize that the water has given them the benefit. But this is an information I would wish to share, is whether you like it or not, if you drink this water for a period of 3 to 6 months, definitely there will be changes at the cellular level. Now, once there is a cellular level changes, definitely your health is much better. So please do consider for a long term, look into the benefits you are going to give for your body by drinking this water. So what are you going to do? Very simple: balancing. So drinking water, you cannot underdrink, you cannot overdrink. Okay, other than that, you need to have a very balanced lifestyle in terms of sleep, in terms of food habits, in terms of your work schedules, in terms of using your gadgets, your mobile phones, and being into the what is that, your social medias like your Facebook. Or we can't be spending more time on all this. We have to change. We need to have a proper balance. So Terra's water is definitely doing a good job, whether anybody likes it or not. It is doing a good job. So what happens, especially when you're advising people, start with 500 ml, let them drink 500 ml per day, good enough. Slowly increase it to 1000, slowly then increase it to 1500 to 2000. Now what you can do is you can tell people that you need to drink water maybe 100 ml each time, and then maybe sips of water. And definitely when they drink sips of water, is much more easier for the body to get absorbed and heal itself. But as I told you in the beginning itself, many people are waiting with diseases, they want a cure. So please let them know that by drinking this water, you are not talking about curing of a disease, but when you drink the right amount of water, your body knows what to do and the body will heal. The body will do the job it is supposed to do. So please make sure that you do not give a lot of confidence in terms of diseases and our terahertz water. Just be a little careful. And of course, allow your body to access healing by your positive approach, positive lifestyle, positive mindset. And of course, you have to take responsibility, isn't it? If someone comes and if you're probably a neighbor comes and say, hey bro, there is something called this terrace water, why don't you try? And what you can say, okay fine, let me try, and then you give it a try and you take responsibility. You want to go read about terrace, please make sure that you ask the person, okay, if he can give the information about terrace water, please take it. If not, you can always go onto the Google and search about the terrace water facilities, terrace properties, all these are there. So just go and read it up, and once you decide, hey, yes, this one is supposed to be good, I'm going to invest in this, please invest in it and then buy the machine. Instead of blaming someone else that you drink the water, something else happened, and then you're going to, it is not going to change in any way. So there is one beautiful statement I would like to make is nobody has died because of drinking the water. Nobody has died. This is a common God's creation, is that we all are beautiful beings, we need water. In spite of the I said water less or water more, of course people die because of less of water when it is more also, but I have not heard a lot of people dying because of drinking more of water. But definitely drinking more water will give a problem to your kidneys and other organs, so please be careful and watch. Now, what is the best way to drink water? It's sipping is the best way. Sip the water. Don't gulp the water, putting into your throat and then just swallowing it up. Don't do that. Now, understand your body before blaming the outside. You need to know what is your body talking. You should know, respond to your body. When do you get whatever reflexes we are talking, sleep pattern or anything? Your body will speak to you. So please understand that, and accordingly you start balancing your lifestyle. Now, very important, take charge of your life. What do you do? Very important is don't overhydrate yourself with terrace water or underhydrate as well. Start with low consumption and slowly increase it. Make your body to respond to the drinking water, or even eating your food also. Please make your body to respond and not to react. Many times when you do more, your body will react, so you just be alert and be cautious. You can mix with normal water and drink if you feel comfortable. 50-50% is absolutely no problem. Mixing it with milk and giving it for children, absolutely no problem. Can prepare your drinks with terahertz. And very important, don't jump into conclusion about the water, as it's always safer to be within your limits. And terahertz of course is not a poison, so in that way you are rest assured that you are drinking the safe water and it's the right water for you. But on the other side, stop feeding your body with the wrong substances. It could be smoking, it could be alcohol, it could be junk food, it could be processed food, anything. Just keep a watch on that, so that when you are drinking this water, of course it will start clearing up, detoxifying, all will happen, and then don't blame the water for that situation. So always take your own responsibility and start moving forward. And finally, of course, medically we don't claim, because we don't have any clinical study showing that okay fine, we drink this water, this is what is going to happen. But in the near future definitely there will be a lot of clinical studies. But there is one good news for us is the emirate water, which is already existing in the market for almost 20 years. There is a lot of clinical research done from that water, and its frequency is around 7.82 to 7.83, and our water is 7.6. So whatever the what is that, the trials they have done with the emirate water, magnetic resonating emitting water, is good enough for a terahertz resonated water. So it's the same. Actually, it's like you want to use either iPhone or an Android phone, but at the end of the day, the phone is basically for you to communicate. It's something like that. So our job is, the frequency is low, and definitely the frequency has all the good benefits. So in that way, look into the terahertz water. But whenever you are looking at recommending your friends, just be a little more careful, and especially with the diseases, be more double careful not to give them any kind of assurances. So I think almost it's 1 hour I've already completed. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And definitely water is indispensable, and terrace water also is indispensable, for the reason that it is something unique, it is something beautiful, it is something very easy to procure and drink. And today we have a lot of beautiful souls out there in the town, where they are all ready to help you with giving you the water. So such of those who have not tried this water, you should try drinking this water. And if you have any questions, maybe you can pop in. Thank you, and then over to you, Linda.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu, for your insightful sharing of the water. Yes, nobody has died because of drinking water. Yes, water is indispensable. With the knowledge that Dr. Prabhu have shared of drinking the water, is there any question? I think there is one by Stephen. Dr. Prabhu, if drinking too much water causes low blood sodium level, so what would your advice be for this part?
No, they are asking me if they are drinking water, the sodium level is going down, right?
Yes, correct. There will be a low sodium level.
No, it's not only low sodium, it can affect your potassium, it can affect your chloride also. No, it's like diluting, isn't it? If you're drinking more of water, for example, you have 100 milligrams of sodium inside your cell, for functioning. Now you're
Yes.
supposed to drink 100 ml of water for it to function. Now just imagine that 100 ml of water has gone, 100 ml of sodium is still there, so they can do the job. Now in the same situation, if you're going to drink 500 ml of water, of course it's going to wash up and then clean it up, right?
Yes,
So that
correct.
is when your sodium will automatically go down. So this is something, a little balance is very very important when you look at anything. And of course even terahertz, I would definitely tell you it has to be balanced. You definitely cannot drink more water and push your kidneys, especially kidneys. It will put pressure on the kidneys because you're drinking so much of water. The kidney has to throw it out in the form of urine, isn't it? Now,
Yes.
unless there's another situation I'll give you, you're drinking a lot of water, please go do some exercise. Burn it out, means utilize. Then it's still okay because through your breath also definitely will help your body. But at the end of the day, the main portion of water will be coming out through your kidneys. It's the main portion. So you will be pressurizing your kidneys. The kidneys will be actually bumbling and telling you, "Hey, why are you drinking so much of water, man? I can't push it out," because it needs to push it out, isn't it? So their drinking too much of water is not at all a good situation.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's one of my sharing too. Yeah. My like the experience from one of my dialysis patient. They do after drinking our water. Actually, like what you have mentioned. Dialysis patient mostly only drink 500 ml of water, but by you drinking our terrace water, actually she has increased to 1.5 liter, which
Absolutely.
she has no problem. She say after definitely she has to still undergo dialysis because her kidney has already failed. But
Okay.
the main thing is that one good news she has given me is that after 5 years of dialysis, actually she cannot urine anymore. But after drinking our water, she starts to urine. So that's why she can intake a bit more water. And
Absolutely.
during her dialysis, she don't feel so tired. That's one of the testimony that she has given to me. Yep.
No, in fact, I have one lady who is 38 years old, and then she has bilateral kidney cyst actually, and she is under my care for almost 1 year and 2 months. And they picked up the Terra's unit last year, January. They bought the instrument, and then she started using it. And can you believe she goes for only one dialysis per week, one
A
time.
week.
So, one time. For the
Yes.
past almost 8 months, she's just one time only. Number one. Number two, she drinks almost 1.5 liters of water. Number two. Number three is she's passing urine regularly. No issues.
Yes, correct.
This is
That's
something
what
very
that's one
good.
thing of the testimony that they have shared. Okay, Dr. Prabhu, there's a question that how does drinking water helps in cancer patients? What
Okay.
would your
Okay.
your
Very
view?
simple. Let's look into a situation where water contains oxygen. It contains an oxygen molecule. Now water also carries oxygen molecule also. That is another area where water transports oxygen as well. Now cancer is a disease wherein there is a less of oxygen. Your cell doesn't have good amount of oxygen. Now, this is another beautiful situation when you are drinking a terahertz water. Definitely, the oxygen carrying capacity is much more better, and definitely, if you are a cancer patient, probably let me in the hidden areas where the cells cannot even go inside. Now, those areas, if your water can reach those cells, definitely the your cells will start rejuvenating. But most of us are thinking that cancer treatment it's different. That is, we are not talking about that, but we are talking about physiology. That means in God's creation, anything from higher will go to lower. That means if you don't have water and you are drinking water, the water will go down there and then nourish that particular cell. So this is where if you're looking at cancer, of course definitely the cancer patients will be benefited when they drink the water, because at the end of the day you still have to drink water, isn't it? You're
Yes,
a cancer
correct.
patient, we agree. We have no problem. But if you're drinking some other water which doesn't have the qualities which I have described here, why not you give it a try that drink this water, definitely you will be benefited.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Prabhu. So one other question is, one who has diagnosed motor neuron disease,
MND.
70 plus years old man, never smoke or drink healthy, has been having a healthy lifestyle. How does this terrace water help him?
Okay. Now the question, there is one always sometime I might do a little bit of point blank shooting to the people. Uh,
Yes,
with the due respect to that person, whatever 32 years and whatever habits they had, it's all beautiful. Now, if the person takes the responsibility today that he wants to change his lifestyle and he wants to become better, what he needs to do, he has to start with number one is breathing habits, number two is water, number three is food habits, number four is lifestyle, number five is mindset. So when you look at, there are so many factors he needs to work on, and definitely water is a part of his changes which needs to be done is through water. Now, when he can do that with terahertz water, definitely he will be helped. Definitely there will be assistance to his situation inside. But what will happen is everybody will ask, "Hey, it's a motor neuron disease, and after drinking terahertz water, we don't have a clinical like 100 patients of motor neuron disease. Just give them only the water and see what is the results." Nobody has done that. So definitely it is difficult for us to say, okay, what will happen, but let's not get into that complicated thinking process. What we need to understand is you need to drink water, isn't it? So
yes.
please, same for the cancer patient, or it's a motor neuron disease, or whether it's a diabetes patient, anybody have to drink water. Now instead of drinking the other water, drink this water. Definitely it will do a good job, because the properties of this water is much better than the normal water. The molecular structure is very small. The other water is bigger molecule. The other one is all clusters. This one is linear. So in that way, the benefits are much, much better when you consume this water.
Okay, there's just now you did mention, Dr. Prabhu, what is the name of the water which you say is 7.83, and how do you
7.83 is
spell?
MRET technology. MRET. It's a magnetic resonance technology. What they use, it's called MRET technology. It's a 7.82 is the frequency. Ours is 7.6. It's actually lower than that. In fact, there is a research going on for a water molecule to be 5 hertz, which is very low actually. Now ours is the lowest actually. Still lower, there is situation which is going to come in the future. Now I don't think we need such a smaller frequency water, because 7.6 itself is good enough for our consumption and to our cellular health.
Yes. Dr. Prabhu, I know there's lots of questions, but some of them questions, they do like to know from a doctor's advice that, like for a stroke patient, how does our water works? Like, as what you say, we have smaller molecules. So I think it's good for you to explain, because you are still a doctor, to advise that.
No, very simple here. In our terrace water viscosity is low, isn't it? Let me start with that actually.
Yeah.
Viscosity is 680 minus 680. That means it's very, very slippery. Okay. Now, a patient with stroke, normally what happens is in that situation, your blood is normally thick, cut. So, when your blood is thick, your blood flow will be definitely affected. This is where the doctors will come in and give you some aspirin tablets, or blood thinners. It's called blood thinners. So the moment you consume the blood thinners, of course it will do the job of probably going inside the small vessels, and then helping the blood flow will be there. Now, when you're talking about the viscosity of our water is so low, when you drink this water, it will do the job of the viscosity of the blood also being much more thinner. So it can be like a blood thinner, but it is not a blood thinner. So we don't advise until that you can replace it. But what we would advise is you continue with your aspirin tablet, and then when you are drinking this water, definitely it's not going to create a problem for you, but it will definitely work much more easily for you, because a blood thinner tablet will not go and do hydration of the cells, will not do that job. But if your water, THZ water you're drinking, and it is also a blood thinner, but as it goes down to your cells, the cell hydration takes place. The moment in a stroke patient the cell hydration takes place, the cell starts functioning normally or recouping normally. Don't you think the cell can rejuvenate back? Don't you think the stroke can be reversed back? Yes, it can be. But how far and how many months, nobody knows. It is
Yes.
a question mark. So 200% when you drink THZ water in a stroke patient, definitely it will help them.
Yes, that's what also have. I also have a testimony on a stroke patient who is already about 15 years, uncle. He can't lift the hands up actually. So after drinking our water for 1.5 years, the daughter don't force, just spray, drink every day about. We don't even limit him to 2 liter or whatever, just whatever he can because he's already 70 over years old. But after a year, with our blower, with the water is, yeah. Okay, I think that's about all, Dr. Prabhu. Thank you for your insightful sharing and your advice. So
Thank you.
hope to see you again next week.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very
Thank
much.
you very
And
much
thank you
and have a
everyone for
wonderful day.
attending the Zoom.
Yeah.
I hope most of the questions are answered. And thank you very much. And we'll hope to see you again next week.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr. Bravo. See you next Sunday. Thank you. Goodbye. A very good night, everyone.